over to see Perry. Hey there, Perry. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great.
I bet you are after what was a disgusting Kane game there, man. You were unevolved for so long, but you still felt oppressive to watch. How was that game?
I mean, 20-minute Kane form does not feel the greatest. It doesn't look the greatest, but it works the same way. I'm still farming camps. I'm up, 60 CS. It still works the same way. Then I get form, and I'm just running the game from there. So.
I mean, you had a fantastic game. It wasn't even just game number 3. Your game number 1 on Xin Zhao, we were joking about how you were just looking for the next challenger every single time. Like, you were 1v1ing anybody. There was points and times where you were just straight up 1v9, it felt like. How was the comms like for you? Were you excited? How were you popping off?
It definitely was a different type of playstyle, I guess. Like on Xin Zhao, I normally help my team more, but that game I felt like, this is my time. I have the lead, I have the kills, and I'm going to just show what I can do. And there were some fights where I went a little too deep, I went a little too hard, but overall, I mean, I felt very powerful that game for sure.
I hear you. I mean, yeah, you had 2 very powerful games. Game number 2 was a little bit of a downhill one for you. You played the J4, but unfortunately got caught, as Cubby said, the Gromp is the new Scuttle Crab. So you kind of got caught out there, lost the Gromp, gave the thumbs up emote. How were things inside that game?
I mean, so from the start, the pathing was not the greatest. I didn't make the best choice, wasted some time trying to look for a level 2 gank. Then I used a smite to waste even more time on my Krugs, so I don't have smite for Grump. And then I missed my EQ. So that's where things just kind of went down, and we tried to come back that game, but it was a really, really hard comp to play against. So.
Yeah, and I gotta ask, Sketch inside of game number 2 too. We were talking about it on the desk off air. Like, Sketch was out there looking to fight as well. Was that a big reason? Was Sketch a big part of that?
I mean, throughout the game, we were trying to split onto a side, get him as much gold as we can. That's pretty much all we could do, and he was calling for it. We were trying to make some good fights around him, and it did happen eventually. So we got some good fights going on there.
Well, your next opponent is 100 Thieves next. How are you feeling going into what a lot of people will look at as a big favorite inside this tournament?
I mean, 100 next is quite dominant. They look like a very, very strong team. But if we can find them, not focus, we never know what happens. Like, I feel like we've been scrimming enough to where we're working pretty well as a team, and we can make some upsets happen. I definitely think it's possible to take them down. So.
Absolutely. And with that being said, any words you have for people that are looking at this squad now, especially after game number 3 being a huge showcase of your team's talents?
I think there's just a lot more to look forward to throughout the season. This is the first tournament, right? Like, a lot of people didn't see us as the favorite for this match even, and we just have a lot to put out there throughout the split. So.
Proving people wrong. Proved the majority of the caster predictions wrong, just saying. With that being said, Perry, thank you so much for coming on in for this interview. With that being said, we are going to throw over to a break. When we come back, we are going to be going into our second series, which is going to be IMT AOE, taking on Dare. So make sure you do not touch that browser.